So with Ukraine successfully invading Russia and the Kamala Harris-Tim Walz campaign destroying the Putin-Trump-Vance campaign, I'm very confident that August 2024 will be seen in history as the real turning point against Trump and Trump Putineers, against all their puppets. And when Putin falls, his other puppets, including Netanyahu, Modi, Musk, and Zuckerberg, will fall as well. But one of the beautiful things about this moment is they're falling from all sides. Like a house of cards that didn't just get knocked in one place, but many of the cards are being taken out at once. So first Kamala Harris and Tim Walz destroying Trump in the polls is great, not just for Ukraine, that they can feel emboldened. And one reason I feel like they may have launched this assault at this time is because they are emboldened, knowing that they're not just going to get abandoned by Trump in a few months. And so I think that's one connection there already, is because they're going to win, and people are starting to see that. That's another reason why Netanyahu should be restraining his genocide in Gaza, or should be giving it up, but and giving up power, which is the other outcome of that, since that's the reason he's doing it. It's his vanity genocide. But he should stop that and should see that that's where the mood of the country and the presidency is going to be very soon. And it's not going to be, him just biding time until, because he's been restraining himself somewhat, if you can believe that, until Trump would take over and let him complete the genocide and other genocides as well. So it's really good that we're going to avoid that. And one thing that's very helpful that is Ukraine invading Russia. And hopefully this will be the end of Putin. They've taken more territory in 3 days than Russia has taken in 5, 6, 7 years, however long it's been since they annexed Crimea, of invading Ukraine. So in 3 days, they've done more. And it makes it where ultimately all that Putin accomplished with his entire war is reducing his population by over 500,000 people that he murdered, of his own people. Showing that right now they're talking about they're willing to use tactical nuclear strikes on their own people in the areas that that Ukraine has conquered so far. Much like the right wing is like advocating for the war crimes of their and assaults of their soldiers, being pro-rape, to show how bad they are. Some of their right-wing leaders in Israel are doing that. So it's a trap that shows how bad they are, and it succeeded in giving Ukraine the reason to invade Russia, even though that's what he was initially complaining and whining about in the first place. This is the problem with these people's self-fulfilling prophecies, where they imagine themselves as victims in order to drum up hate-mongering, fear-mongering support, and then become victims in the end. I've said for a while we should split Russia in 3 between Ukraine and Turkey and China or whoever. Split Russia up now, split Israel up between West Bank and Gaza, and change the way we perceive things, the same way that happened to Germany after World War II, that you don't get to have a country if you're pursuing genocides. Now, Putin is a Russian nesting doll of genocides, so stopping Putin will stop all the other genocides that he's has a part in, to try to distract from what he was trying to do in Ukraine. But it's really great that it should be the end of Putin real soon, whether they march on into Moscow even. I watched a long video that I became convinced is probably produced by the KGB, suggesting that their goals are only to seize a power plant or a certain city, and that they should stay away from the power plant. But the point being that they can take the entire country and end Putin for good. And thank you. And let's end Trumpism here in America too, and end it on all sides, Musk and Zuckerberg too. Because they're all traitors to humanity and to whatever countries they actually represent. But all those countries would be better